Hi, my name is Ron Yacovetti, and over the past decade or more, I've been investigating the paranormal. I started out just generally investigating, but soon found an affinity for repeatable audio evidence, starting, of course, with EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, capturing vocals that shouldn't be there out of thin air, that are responsive and intelligent and aware. This led me to what I've been doing now for almost 4 years, which is a method of ITC, which is instrumental transcommunication, different from EVP, whereas EVP is record and review. ITC was intended to be dialogue in real time, to have conversation with spirit. And so in my ITC research over the past few years, what I've taken on is what I consider a lost art, something called direct radio voice. Now, most of the ghost hunting public, really educated through the spread through media, is more familiar with the ghost box, the spirit box, derived from initially the incredibly well done Frank's box. These boxes sweep radio frequencies in a non scanning, not stopping on any channel method, using random fragments of sound for spirit to create vocal responses. I found over years of research that this method had a brevity to the messages. Direct radio voice, once I learned of what is really a more predominant method in Europe, didn't have that limitation. And since then, through recorded sittings and sessions, both at home and out in the field, my partner Lourdes and I have been able to record conversations that have lasted minutes, dialogues that have on and off consisted of well more than a few words or a phrase. Direct radio voice essentially is just one step north in purity of EVP. And as a matter of fact, early EVP research used white noise as audio support to help those vocals come through. Now, a lot of people have used methods like running water as an example to create some kind of a noise flow in the environment, something ambient that wouldn't overwhelm if somebody or something came through to speak, but it would still enable it to have a vibratory tone that would be detectable once recorded. The fascinating thing is direct radio voice only uses this. It uses an empty, barren, long, short, or medium wave frequency. It is just purely white noise. Now, what I've done in the last couple of years is twofold. For one, a lot of times when anybody captures spirit vocals, either EVP or an ITC, they will denoise, they will normalize, and they will do stuff to make the vocals more discernible when reviewing the audio. But again, ITC is meant for conversation, for real-time dialogue. So what we've done is we've done filtration of the sound live in the moment. Another thing that I've done that has not really been tested so long, but we've been working with is consistent with early EVP research. One of the founders, Konstantin Radove, had said that vocals would come through, both through EVP or even ITC, that were spoken and enunciated faster than the human vocal tract was capable of doing. And in turn, oftentimes I've found not detectable for the same reasons, especially in real time. So what I've done now is not only taking filtration of sound live in the moment, but I've also slowed down the audio in real time. The results have been phenomenal. We've had conversations, we've had responses that were so clear in the moment. And with this whole concept or fantastical idea of a phone to the dead, this is the closest I've been able to get. And historically, even using older tech, a gentleman in Italy named Marcello Bacci did this even to a greater degree. He set the benchmark that I'm reaching for using an old vacuum tube radio. So we don't think this is entirely a tech-driven process, though we are using an artificial intelligence to pull vocals from where they should not be. So you can't do this method with a ghost box because you would be putting fragments of human vocals into the process. We're just using white noise. In theory, how we think it works is something called stochastic resonance. There is within white noise a cacophony of all frequencies, and whatever resonates with one of those, and in this case, the desire, of course, is the spirit voice or the source sound coming in, being received. If that resonates with one of the frequencies within the white noise, what happens through stochastic resonance is that those two frequencies embolden each other, but they do not embolden or create a louder gain to the white noise. So you have that enhancement of vocals with a greater signal to noise ratio. And at the same time, now we're filtering down some of that white noise after it's been able to be facilitating towards the anomalous vocals. And therein, boom, real-time communication. It's called DRV. People say it's DVR still, and I can understand that. We all love to record our shows, but it is direct radio voice. It is a method. It is not a device. It is not a box. It is staggering when it works. And like any method, not all the time. Nothing in any industry, no process is 100%. I pay my cell phone bill every month, and I can't always get my dad on the phone. So nothing has to be a slam dunk all the time. But when you're talking about statistics and you're talking about what we're trying to do, which is really temporal synchronization, we're trying to connect with another realm or dimension that is not line of sight, like receiving your local radio stations. That in itself is a phenomenal thing to be attempting to do. So any success, anything that can't be explained, a direct response, an intelligence, something that describes you, responds to you, your setting, that by all intents and purposes should not be possible. But it happens. DRV, direct radio voice.